Hello, Gelly here with Parenting with Gelly. Today's topic is COVID round 2. In my area in New York, where I live, we are definitely seeing an uptick in COVID symptoms, and therefore we are now in what's called a red zone. A mile down the road, they're in the yellow zone. What is a red zone? A red zone means schools must be closed, non-essential business must be closed. Synagogues and temples can only have up to 10 people at a time. Parties, gatherings, weddings are really restricted. And what it also means is that people are very frustrated. There are many conspiracy theories flying around. People feel like government is really doing an overreach. Some people, other people are feeling like, wow, government is taking this seriously. And one of the things that's really come through is that COVID seems to have become political. So I decided to create this video because any of you that have been watching my feed know that I really suffered terribly from COVID. I'm really glad I survived. And I have been super careful ever since my recovery. I don't shop in big places. I don't go to weddings. I don't go to parties. I don't go to synagogue. I'm very careful because of my autoimmune issues. I don't want to get sick again. I want to live. So the thing is as a therapist, I'm getting a lot of calls and I'm speaking to my clients about COVID-related anxiety. So I decided to do this video because it's so critical for people to have the facts. Regardless of if you think COVID and the way government is treating COVID is political or not, or if it's a conspiracy or not, children are sort of in the middle of all of this. They are solely reliant on you, the parents, for their mental health. And children's mental health is really being affected. Children, tweens, teens, young adults, everybody is just really struggling. And if they're not struggling on the outside, people may be having just like a dissociative experience where it's like COVID is not happening to us. And this is not just in my community. I speak to people all over the world, just friends, business associates, and, trainings. And the one thing people say is some people take these rules seriously, and some just don't. And it really causes a divide between people. So I jotted down some notes, and I want to share some pieces with you to talk to your children, to let them hear from you, because you are their role model, you are their parent, you are their everything, to get some clarity and some way to process what's going on straight from their parents. Don't leave it to their imagination, because their imaginations will run rampant, and it's not always a good thing. Okay, so number one, get the facts straight. This is a time when the quote, ignorance is bliss, it really doesn't work. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is really putting your head in the sand. So the facts are COVID round 2 for most people is not as bad as COVID round 1. That being said, they're reopening the COVID units in the local hospitals. And people are in the hospital, not as many, but it's a problem, and we just don't know. We just don't know the long-term or the short-term effects of COVID on any specific immune system. What we do know is that hand washing and wearing masks and social distancing really reduce the impact of corona for you getting it or for you passing it along, because we know that you may not know that you have COVID. You may have COVID without symptoms and pass it along to someone else. We also know that having a certain, like if you have a few families, that this is sort of like your pod that you're connecting with, that is okay. to have a little group of people who you expose yourself to, but just to go around without a mask or without hand washing and sanitizing or social distancing is really a risk to other people, even if you yourself flat out don't care. So that's what I would like you to share with your children. Here's what the government says. Here's what the CDC says. Here's what our president says. Here's what our local district says. Here's what I agree with. Here's what I don't agree with. But here's what we need to do. We need to follow the law. And for our protection, this and this is what our family has decided to do. If your children are in a zone where there is no school, please help them maintain whatever structure they can so their lives don't fall apart. Children, they need structure. Teenagers need structure. Adults need structure. We all need to know what we're doing with our lives on a daily basis. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick and tired of COVID. I don't want to be locked in anymore. I don't want to go to stores and have to sanitize my hands and wear a mask and be so careful. Okay? Me doing this video and saying this doesn't mean that I just think this is amazing. No, it's hard. But that being said, we still need to take care of ourselves and our family's mental health. Okay? So that's one piece. The other piece I'm looking at my notes is if you believe in any just conspiracy theories, and I know there are many, please don't share them with your children. And if your children come home with conspiracy theories, please tell them that, many people believe this, many people don't want to believe this, but in the end, these are the facts. Hand washing, masks, social distancing. You have to give your kids a framework. You have to give your teens a framework. Because if you don't give them a framework, it really is very difficult to live in a world that is upside down. You don't want to participate in that. Take it from me. Okay? Okay. Go to therapy if you're anxious. Parents, there's no shame. If you're feeling anxious or you don't know how to deal with your children being anxious, get some mental help. It'll make your life easier. There's no better time than now to start learning mindfulness skills, deep breathing skills, pick up a yoga practice, exercise, do something to help yourself. Do something to help your kids. Have some tools to manage the level of anxiety with COVID. Don't make believe it's not there. That is my biggest take-home message for now. And again, I cannot stress having a routine. There needs to be a wake-up time, breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time, relaxation time, homework time, school time. Whatever is going on in your area, try to keep some sort of stability to your family's life. Okay, I will be creating videos for talking to children, talking to teens about COVID and about the anxiety specific. So look out for another video coming up soon. Here's to a great day and a great winter, and let's hope for good things. Take care.